KiA's just revealed their newest EV, the EV5. I can't wait to share all the details on it. If you're wondering where I'm at, I am still in Arizona for the Ioniq 6 Media Drive, so another eGMP platform from the Korean brands, and it's gonna be a lot of fun driving that Streamliner today, but this thing has really stolen my attention. Let's look at the images first. So my initial impressions are, well, it looks a lot like the EV9, which is a great thing because the EV9 has, well, it has such a similar design, but I just noticed the wheels are very similar to the EV9s as well. Very futuristic, like a spinning triangle. It's almost like it's the future of the rotary engine, guys. We got the spinning Dorito built into the wheels here. And I actually might like the looks on it better than the EV9. If we go to the back, this screams Polestar to me, and that's not a bad thing. I generally like the Polestar designs. Window piece on the back, this screams Mitsubishi Outlander though. But another vibe I'm getting from this SUV is Land Cruiser Prado, aka Lexus GX. It seems to be more of a body on frame sort of design. And also we're supposed to be getting a new Hyundai Santa Fe, so on the gasoline end of things from the Koreans. But that's supposed to be a very boxy vehicle as well, just like this. So here's another side profile, and you can see how Mitsubishi Outlander in certain instances it looks. When with the fenders, it looks very much like a Land Cruiser Prado. Interior is very conceptualized, but if we look at the EV9's interior, I think that's a good place to start. I don't expect it to look anything like this on the interior. Maybe the color combinations and maybe the general seat design, not the bottom part of the seat design, but the top part. And don't be surprised if we have swiveling seats in here like we do in the EV9. I don't see the point of it since there's no third row, but it does look pretty cool. And we won't see these doors open like this in the production version. We have a plant growing in the back here, and Kia has a portable speaker. I guess that's pretty neat as well. I mean, it looks like they're on a beach here, so they're tailoring this more towards the Land Cruiser sort of buyers out there. In those images, it looks big, but compared to the EV9 here, it looks a lot smaller and even looks smaller than the EV6 GT. And so that's what makes sense with the nomenclature here. The EV5 is smaller than the EV6, which is smaller than the EV9. But from the dimensions, it does not look like a small vehicle. But since it is smaller, it should in theory cost less. So let's get back to the article here and read about the EV5. Now, it's still a concept, but if we looked at the EV9 and how that came from concept to production, it actually got better looking in the production model, which is insane. So expect it to look pretty much like this. Now, this EV5 concept has been revealed at Chinese EV Day. Does that mean it is not coming to the United States? Absolutely not. I think there's a good chance it comes here, but probably not for another 2 years would be my guess. And man, how awesome would it be if this was built in America so it would qualify for the EV tax credit? We know the EV9 is going to be built here to qualify for the tax credit. How wonderful would it be if this small compact crossover did as well? Most of this press release is in regards to the overall design. We don't need to talk about it too much. The images speak for itself. It is stunning. The market introduction. So the production model of the EV5 will be released first in the Chinese market later this year. So it is coming later this year. Well, obviously not for North America, but hey, it's going to be a real product here soon. And details regarding any future plans for other global markets will be made in due course. So if this thing didn't come to America, where SUVs are so important to the buyers and the culture here, that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So it's got to come, and it's got to come probably in the next 2 years. Now, since it is smaller than the EV6 and EV9, what kind of power are we expecting from this guy? Will we see the exact same powertrains that we see in the Ioniq 6, for example? I don't think so. This seems to be a much smaller vehicle overall. I'm expecting maybe even a smaller battery pack as well. So we know the EV6 and the Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6 has a rear-wheel drive setup at 225 horsepower and an all-wheel drive setup at 320 horsepower. Maybe they'll do rear-wheel drive at around 175 horsepower or 167, because remember, in certain markets, you can get the base motor and a smaller battery pack here. So I think this would be a good setup for the base EV5, 167 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque, and the battery size is probably only about 58 kilowatt hours, and range is going to be less than 220 miles here, assuming that the battery pack is smaller than the 77.4 kilowatt hour battery pack that we have in the larger EGMP vehicles. But if it is built here stateside, has a starting price around $35,000 plus an EV tax credit, that thing would be well under $30,000, and that would be an amazing price for such a cute, compact, boxy SUV electric vehicle. But I'll see you guys down below on the type of things you want to see in this tiny, boxy, macho EV crossover from Kia, and when do you want to see it? I mean, I'd like to see it this year here in America, because it's not going to happen, but fingers crossed, end of 2024 it could happen. And Kia and Hyundai also announced that they have newly developed an automatic charging robot for electric vehicles. So electric vehicles in theory are supposed to be more convenient, as you don't have to go to gas stations, but if you're having to go home and charge it every single day, those daily charges in theory do add up over time if you actually need to daily charge it. And maybe you have a little at-home robot that charges it for you. I think that'd be really cool and convenient. So here we have the Ioniq 6, which I'm driving today. And that's the new key fob. It looks very strange. It looks early 2000s futuristic tech that didn't age well. So the key fob's a bit questionable for my opinion, but this thing has a camera on it and lines up the EV charging nozzle, I guess you could say, and will charge it for you. I think it's amazing. I love the pixels there on the charger as well, just like the Ioniq 6, Ioniq 5. Really use those pixelated lights as a neo-retro design, and looks really, really cool. So we'll see you guys down below what you think of this charger. I'd love to see it come to the market in mass, but it's probably not going to be for another 30, 40 years would be my guess. But I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for watching. Signing out from Phoenix, specifically Scottsdale, Arizona, where I'm driving this vehicle, the Ioniq 6 today, and I'll see you down below what you think of the EV5 boxy crossover from Kia. Have a great day and peace.